Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. And we're out here today at Old Greenwood in Truckee, California. So just a beautiful course out here, and the home of the Barracuda Championship on the PGA Tour, which used to be called the Reno Tahoe Open, and a long time ago was hosted down at Montreux, just southwest of Reno. Another really gorgeous course. But yeah, let me tell you, this track is no slouch. It'll put any player to the test for sure. So this first hole here, and we're playing it from two up. So yeah, 407-yard par 4. And I've got a 4-iron in hand. I'm just going to try to aim at that bunker off to the right and hit a high draw back into that fairway, leave myself about 150 yards or so to get on that green. Try to get up and down for an early birdie, as the pin placement on this day was right smack dab in the middle of the green. Very inviting. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are back on the second hole. Getting a par 5 right off the rip here. 564 yards from these two up tees, and it tips out at 631. So, fairly hard dogleg right is what we're dealing with here, and from this tee box, that dogleg comes up and sneaks up on you pretty early. So, yep, preferred play is to hit a nice high fade out there and kind of hug that right line, which is really the only line that you can take. Just barely cut that corner off to the right in order to have a friendly shot on the green. Otherwise, you're going to have a series of bunkers off to the left of the green if you end up hitting it a little long past that turn there, past that dogleg, and having to hit it from over there on that side of the fairway. So, yep, take heed for whatever you're going to try to do. Either way, tough hole to try to get home into. So I'm just giving it another iron shot since I'm hitting draws mostly today. So the fade is just not in the bag, as it were. So I've got a 5-iron in hand. We're just going to float one out there and see if we can't turn this into a 3-piece hole. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are in the third hole. Just a little baby par 3, 139 yards from this tee box to get up on that green, and even shorter still to get on the pin as it's all the way up front today on this two-tiered green that floats diagonally from left to right, low to high. So obviously you don't want to miss right, you don't want to miss short. If you miss left or long, then yeah, you're going to be safe. But 139 yards. We just want to stab that green. So I got the 58-degree wedge in hand. Let's give it a rip and see if we can't do just that. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are on the fourth hole. So 349-yard par 4 from this tee box. A hole that tips out at 383. So, yeah, just a little fader again, kind of a marginal dog leg right, so to speak. But you've got a line to kind of go straight at it if you prefer. So, yeah, kind of pick your poison. But anyway, so yeah, I'm saying straight shot, high fade. Yep, those are good plays here. If you're going to hit a really high ball, that's what it's going to take to get over the trees on the right in order to draw it in. But the fairway itself is kind of a hotel hallway. So yeah, take care of that. So I've got a 4-iron in hand, and I'm going to try to play that high draw, because that's really all I've got in the bag right now, over those trees on the right, because, yep, pretty sure I can clear them. And, yep, bring it back in from there. You will have bunkers left and right of the green that's raised up on a plateau on this hole. So, yeah, no matter what, the approach shot is likely going to be a tough one, unless you just pump one all the way down there and give yourself kind of a short flopper chip. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are on the fifth hole, 411-yard par 4, tipping out at 484, if you prefer that when you come out here and play. So this par 4, I mean, pretty straightforward. It's a straight shot, no real dog leg. The only thing that really provides challenge in the way of the shape of the hole is how it narrows up. So the further you hit that drive, the more narrow your landing area will be. So take care of that. You've got a lone bunker out there in the fairway to the right and bunker trouble left and right of the green. So no matter what, you're going to have that to deal with. Again, high faders, I think, are going to be in hog heaven here. But if you're going to hit a draw, then, well, shoot, you're really going to have to take care about those trees off to the early left of the tee box. And, yeah, make sure you don't smack them on your way, off the launch there. So anyway, yeah, I'm saying just try to hit one straight or hit a fade again. And my plan, driver in hand, and I'm just going to try to hit one straight. So anyway, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are on the sixth hole and the final par 5 for this front nine out here at Old Greenwood. So 500 yards on the button from this here tee box, tipping out at 578. So this hole here, I mean, a pretty narrow par 5, comparatively speaking. And you've got, I mean, all sorts of trouble over on the left there, obviously. A giant bunker that pretty much runs the entire line of the fairway, all the way up to a very slim sliver of green stuff before you get into the lake, which from the two pine tee box here is definitely in play. So I am not hitting driver because the last thing I want to do is miss left, and that's how I'm missing. I feel like a broken record saying that. And end up in that lake. So I am just taking the 4-iron and I'm just aiming out to the right there, and I'm just going to try to hit a push draw over those right trees and bring it back in from there. So yeah, should be pretty stock standard for that. And yeah, we'll be looking at making this hole a 3-piecer again. So let's give it a rip and see what we could do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are at number 7 and the final par 3 for this front 9 out here at Old Greenwood. So 138 yards from this tee box, tipping out at 187. Yep, so obviously a whole bunch of trouble early and to the left. So, yep, that's the challenge out here on this hole. And that green over there, yeah, that's sloping pretty hard from right to left. So, again, if you can hit a fade into that green, I think that's going to be the proper shape, especially since the right side miss is definitely where you want to miss if you're going to miss it all. So, I've got my 54-degree wedge in hand. We're going to send it up in the air there and see if we can't stick it somewhere close to that pin. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are on the 8th hole, a 318-yard par 4, tipping out at 357. Easily the shortest and most inviting par 4 that we've seen yet today. So, yep, they got this carded at the number 17 handicap, and I think that's about right. Yeah, no doubt. So, anyway, yeah, a pretty straightforward hole. You've got a little bunker series over there off to the right. So, yep, the first hole that faders really have to watch out for fairway bunkers all that hard. And that's good news for me since I'm hitting draws. So I am just going to try to keep one in play, nice and pretty, hitting a 4-iron out there. So, yep, aiming at those bunkers, going to try to draw it from there on back over to the left and give myself a nice easy chip onto this green since, yeah, it is pretty narrow up there. It narrows up a lot more once you start getting up to the green. So, yeah, not taking driver and trying to drive it in one just because, yeah, my assessment is there's a lot of treachery that can befall that play if you don't hit it absolutely perfectly. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are on the ninth hole. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Midgard Golf with us. You know we love your company. Throw us a like and subscribe if you're liking this beautiful content that we're bringing you from Lake Tahoe, Reno, and Truckee, California, and Nevada, respectively. Anyway, so this last hole of this first part of this two-part series here out at Old Greenwood is a 386-yard par 4. Tipping out at 452. Yeah, pretty long bomber from the tips there. So, yep, and we're looking at a dogleg left, finally. Thank goodness. So, yeah, good news for me, naturally. But you've got that bunker over there off to the left. No bunker trouble off to the right, although you've got tree trouble off to the right, so take care of that. And from the dogleg, the remainder of the hole is going to be by and large uphill. And the course architect was nice enough to put the green on a nice pretty volcano for you up there. So, yeah, if you can put yourself in a position to hit one really high up into the air and drop it straight down on that green and just get it to plop, or if you're going to try it link style and run it up that volcano and, you know, kind of use that slope to slow your ball and stop you on the green that way, I'm saying either of those plays would be good, but if you're going to try to spin it and you don't make your yardage and spin it too hard, you're probably rolling right off that front. So that's what you're looking at for this hole. And of course, there's bunker trouble left and right of the green complex. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do.